Alright, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Geneforge 2. Here on my channel, Idle Wisdom. We're here in the North Gates of Rising. Last episode, Lucian and company looked around the city of Rising, or the town of Rising if you like. The center of Barzite power if you like. And they saw that the Barzites, while they have lots of creations, don't have too many shapers or even that many humans. And so they employ magical means to keep the creations in line. They also are trying to make the few humans they do have into these new sort of like canister shapers. So, Lucian did a bit of spying that he was asked to do. He also visited the jail and met the husband of one of the servile innkeeper out here and got a message from him. Let's see. There's an awakened dude out here, a merchant, who's also a spy that we said we would. Ah, here he is. Do a little spying for. I don't know if we've done enough to satisfy his mission or not. Let's see. Ah, there it is. Okay, the man looks like a traveling merchant, but he's, we know he's a spy. I think I found that control center. How the Barzites control their creations, basically, and describe it to him. Lemnot, yes, that is it. I'd better not try to sabotage it myself, but I'll pass word back to Learned Pinner about it. A skilled person could do things in there which could really mess the Barzites up. Thank you, Shaper. Alright, cool. Alright, we got 107 experience. Nice. Yeah, so, if we do decide that we need to do something to take out cause havoc for the Barzites, that would be that might be the place to do it. Alright. On a further, espionage for the awakened note, let us go back out. Let's see, the Trap Forest? No, let's see, where was it? Guarded Groves. I think Guarded Groves. Where we met that servile Mesric. Yeah, see, right here, this is where Shanti's corpse was. But up here, there is a servile, an awakened spy who wanted us to look at what the situation there in Rising was. And we said we would. So let's go report our findings. Yo, dude. Alrighty. I've been into Rising. Let's describe the defenses. Mesric listens with interest. Thank you, Shaper. I will report all of this back to Learned Pinner. We aren't going to attack here soon, of course, but it will help when agents come here after me. Alrighty. Alright, that's it. And we got 184 experience for that. Very good. My teacher's been murdered. Are you responsible? He's like, no. Jeez. Why would I be responsible? I don't know. I'm just mad. Well, take your vengeance out on someone else. There, that was easy, almost 300 experience right there. So we're at 299. Oh, that's right. I was going to try to increase his intelligence next level, so we got a fair bit to go. Let's go. Let's see what to do now. I think we should probably just go to Rising again. No, let's go down this way. Let's go. Maybe we need to go talk to Barzahl. Seems like a dangerous business, but our orders are to talk to Barzahl, and so talk to Barzahl we must. Who are you? Salithra. You meet a guardian. She lifts the visor onto the helmet and looks at you. She is young and moves around as if she is not used to her new strength. Her heavy armor does not impede her at all, though, and a huge shield is strapped on her back. Welcome, Shaper. I'm instructed to greet you. I'm Salithra. I command the humans here. Oh. What does your command entail? I give orders to the human warriors and merchants here, the ones not suitable for transformation into higher form. I send out patrols, I keep watch. If I do well, I will be given more canisters and evolve into a higher form. Interesting. So, the Barzites are using the canisters as a means of promotion, and, Though we did hear from one of the canister shapers that in the Radiant College, which is the Barzites' school of magic and shaping, they do actually do traditional instruction as well. So it seems like they have a hybrid program. Do you face many enemies? Yes, the Takers are to the north. They are mad. They hate and want to destroy all shapers. And since we are making more shapers, they send plenty of raids against us. Since they know how to make drakes and dracons, and since they are getting better and better at it all the time, this is a real threat. There are also the Awakened, but they are weak. And finally, there are our own creations. They are too headstrong and numerous for us to control them all the time. Well, how do you keep them under control then? It's difficult, but we are making more shapers. Between you and me, it's easy in Rising. We have hidden machinery that keeps the rogues under control through those, and she points to the brass posts. It's a good system. Without it, everything would fall apart. Yeah, we kind of figured that, but man, you're a trusting one. Boy, or they don't expect us to walk out of here alive. How long have you been a guardian? About 6 months. I can still hardly believe it. I was no stranger to fighting. I was a caravan guard. But now I have actual power. I can make creations. I can't make creations, sorry, but they listen to me, and of course, I feel extra lucky. The canisters didn't have a strange effect on me. Ah, she must not have gotten all funny in the head like that other dude we saw in town in Rising. What sort of effect? Well, don't tell everyone I said this, but sometimes using lots of canisters makes people funny in the head, real arrogant. And also, if you meet Truck, Non, don't aggravate him. He was a caravan guard with me, but the canister treatment made him strange, quick to anger. I guess it doesn't always work out well. Yeah, no. He was one. Yeah, I'm a guard. What of it? What are you saying? I'm a guardian. Of course I'm a guardian. You're like, okay, dude, for real. Sheesh. All right. She's very chill. Well, then tell me about Rising. It's all new, as you can see. We had our serviles rip it all down so we could rebuild it into a real fortress. Some of them were pretty mad, too. She chuckles. Xander's just keeping a real steady, blank expression on, These are the barracks, where the human soldiers live. And further in there, she says, pointing to the west, is the arena. Oh. What's the arena for? Having new creations fight each other, to test them out, and for entertainment, of course. If you recall what was said in Geneforge 1, that is actually illegal according to Shaper law. The Shapers are not kind, but the Shapers are, they prohibit, what they consider useless or needless cruelty to creations. Pitting them against each other in an arena context is very illegal. So, obviously, the Barzites are like, yeah, who cares? Why were the serviles mad? Some of them were living in the buildings we had to tear down. It was funny watching them run around, but what can they do? They're serviles. Okay, you can tell that she's not actually a guardian, for reals. I mean, obviously, she told us, because it was funny. A real guardian wouldn't say that. They would just say, it's just the way it is. They have to move aside. I'm surprised you let them have homes in the first place. Serviles are meant to serve. But wouldn't you be mad if someone tore down your house? Doesn't seem right. She looks confused. But Shaper, you're supposed to understand. They're serviles. We are their masters. Anything they own, we own. We were just tearing down our own property. Nothing wrong with that. But would you laugh at your horse if you tore down its stable and it ran around all pissed off or confused? Some might say that you were treating your horse wrong. And that's just a horse. Servile is much more than a horse. Even from a Shaper point of view, there's something boorish about the Barzites, I would say. Alright, well that's it for now. I'm sure they're going to be like, this guy definitely not on the program. Okay. One of Rising's human guards. He's a human. He's not been altered or augmented. His weapons and armor are new and shiny, well made. He bows, showing the respect. Yes, Shipper. How are things going? Difficult. We are trying to ready defenses and keep the creations under control. Battle alphas are useful, but they keep breaking loose. That's not helpful. That's quite dangerous, in fact. Have you used any canisters? Not yet. We all wait for Barzahl to give us the honor of making us guardians. We all hope to become Shapers soon. It will be an exciting honor. As long as it all goes well, I suppose. Hopefully you don't have any side effects like that one dude. Alright, well that's it. Alright, well, let's just see. Anything we can... we're not going to take their stuff. Iron sword, meh. The box contains unpleasant smelling clothes and sandals. There's nothing of value. Oh, well, unless you're the laundry person, I suppose. Alrighty, more guards. You're just a human warrior. Yes, how are things going? Okay, yeah. How about you? Aye. Aye. One of Rising's human guards. Nope, nothing here. Oh, there's some gemstones. Oh, the box contains unpleasant smelling clothes and sandals. There's also a tarnished copper key. You wait until no one's looking, and then you pocket the key. Ooh, we got a Rising key. Haha, sneaky. Good job, Lucian. Oh, wow. Steel and shaped lances. Curing pods, healing pods. Alright. Here's some wooden buildings back here. This part of the building is still wood. Oh, the arena. Shaper law forbids pitting creations against each other for sport, but that doesn't stop these people. This is a small arena set aside for duels and blood sport. The floor has been mopped, but traces of the gore remain. The stink of death is faint but present. There are several of the strange brass posts in this room, perhaps to provide extra control of the fighting creations. That's quite nasty, that is. So they can basically play like, tournament fighter games using living creations. I think, what's its face? Xander's just getting more and more disturbed and irritated. Okay. Barzite chambers. Non-authorized entry forbidden. Let's not do that yet. Maybe not even this time. We are not wanting to get them on our case. Yeah, we need to meet with Barzahl, after all. Now, let's go out this way. So that's the barracks in the arena. What a bunch of rotten animals. Anything over here to do? No, alright, cool. So let's go to the main doorway where this battle alpha is guarding. What's over here? That's like a coat room. Get in there, Lucian, you jackass. Nope, just heavy boots. Big deal. Alrighty. Oh, come on, yo. Okay, I need you to move out of the way, pal. Thank you. Oh my goodness, there is the man himself. Let's go over here right quick. Alrighty. This just looks like a hallway with a statue. I wonder if that statue, that Shaper statue, is just like kind of like a standard generic Shaper statue, Or is it like a statue of some famous shaper of yore? Or like one of the classics, or one that Barzahl admires? Or is it a statue of Barzahl himself? It's kind of where my money is. Not that I have much money, but nonetheless, if I have the little bit I have, I'm going to put there. That's probably a statue of Barzahl. He probably considers himself the most brilliant of all shapers ever. Let us save our game. Let's go in. You enter the main hall of Rising. The shaper Barzahl is here, standing near a large, impressive shaping circle. He could create remarkably powerful creatures here. When you enter, Barzahl moves forward to greet you. He is a man in middle age. He looks surprisingly strong for a shaper. His muscles bulge under his robes, and you catch a glimpse of his face. And you notice two things. First, his skin is glowing slightly. Secondly, his eyes are totally cold. He looks at you as if you were nothing, a non-entity which could be crushed without a second thought. Something has scraped the humanity out of him. That's pleasant. Good. Barzahl smiles. A cold reptilian smile. No, I'm just kidding. That's an insult to reptiles. I don't even know if they smile. Ah, the shaper. Here, yes. Now we can talk. I have much to tell you about. We have much to say. Please, no disturbances. I have guards. He indicates his guards. There are 4 drakes in the corners of the room. It looks as if they are being kept under control only by the painful vibrations of the brass posts in front of them. They twitch and wriggle angrily. That sounds pleasant. Second, there is a guard in here. Like Barzahl, his skin glows, and his eyes are dead. He's huge and strong, so much so that you suspect he's been altered by those crystal canisters many times. These drakes are not pleased with their situation. And there's that shaping platform. Alrighty. What's over here? Never mind me, I'm just taking a look right quick. We'll discuss in just a second. Just want to look at your little reading room. Your library. Nothing? Oh, no, nothing. Huh. Alright, well. Alright, let's talk to the dude. We have much to offer. Where are we? Get up here. Barzahl. The man himself. After a long journey, you finally come face to face with Barzahl, one of the 2 shapers you were supposed to contact in these mountains. It is clear that he has changed a lot since he got here. You can see that he has a massively muscular body under his robes. His skin glows softly and he stands eerily, perfectly still. He looks as if he is thinking 3 times faster than a normal person. And when he speaks, his voice is strange and flat, and it has a metallic ring to it. The alterations he has undergone have left him not quite human. He is something more, something new and strange and dangerous. Or maybe he's something less. More powerful, but less. Nonetheless, who knows? Barzahl says, "So you are here. You have come. Your orders are fulfilled and you've met me. Now we can speak, and I will tell you what we do here. I will tell you what we can do for you, and what you can do for us." Okay. Seems like we can get his report. We can ask him about Shanti, or we can give him some information about Medab. Because I think it was in East Medab, there was some information that that unpleasant spy that we drove off had, if I'm not mistaken. Or maybe it was the stuff in the inn there in Medab, but we're not going to do that. I need to get your report. Tell me what you've been doing here. Time is short, so I will skip the tedious details. There was a place called Susha Island, an old barred place, powerful, forbidden shaper secrets. Zachary and I were sent there to purge the place, to destroy the secrets, to destroy the Geneforge, but we did not. We saw the amazing potential, we saw the power, the ability to remake ourselves. We took all the secrets we could grab, smuggled out the smart serviles on the island, and came here. What secrets did you learn? I will tell you the greatest secret of Susha Island, the secret of all shaping. The shapers there discovered the hidden scroll, the instructions for making life. Your body, all bodies, are built of tiny blocks, so small you cannot see them, and in each block there is something, a tiny thing, like a little scroll, and it tells the instructions of how you are made. The instructions are written in a foreign language, but we are decoding it using skill, time, and magic. And then, using our magical craft, we will have limitless power. Old shaping methods are crude. We will be able to make anyone and anything exactly what we want them to be, with whatever powers we decide. The tiny scroll, the hidden language, that is the great secret of Susha Island. So, yeah, I wonder if Barzahl would consider the canisters as they have them now still too crude and unpredictable. I mean, of course, he's talking about the empirical method of the shapers, where they take a creature, they bombard it, or some essence, and they bombard it with energy and observe what happens to it, record that. Then they slightly alter it. I mean, either they give up on it if it doesn't work at all, or they altered it somewhat. And if a good effect happens, then they take that and they repeat it, altering it a little tiny bit until they get a good result, sometimes after hundreds, even thousands of iterations. Kind of a trial and error empirical approach, whereas they're going to be using simply like, okay, we decode the genome and then just craft things, designer creatures, and embark on a project of gene-based transhumanism. All right, so what was this Geneforge you talked about? It was a pool. It was like the canisters that change you and give you power, but magnified 1,000 times. The one who used the Geneforge could withstand its power and would be remade, but it was crude in its way, delicate and dangerous. We Barzites are not attempting to recreate it. We will surpass it. That's interesting. They don't want to make a Geneforge. This is, of course, referring to the Geneforge there on Susha Island, obviously. I wonder if, in the canon storyline, it would sound like the Geneforge was not destroyed, although maybe it was. Maybe that's why he knows it was delicate, because it was destroyed. I wonder if the Geneforge itself was destroyed in the canon version of events. So what happened when you got here? We set to work. Zachary stayed at Drypeak and created the illusion of a docile, stupid, useless colony. I came up here with the smart serviles and began to build. I made new labs and used the old labs the Shapers abandoned. I began to master the secrets of Susha Island. I delicately crafted new life, which flourished and turned these mountains green. I made myself and my servants strong, and stronger and stronger, we glow with the power within us. I had a vision of perfection, of cities, of gods in human form, served and mighty. I brought to me those who shared my vision. We remade Rising, began to make our new, mighty place. We christened ourselves the Barzites, aka I called them after my own name and image. And then the problems started. Okay, so we set to work, and Zachary stayed in Drypeak, like he said, like Zachary said, making the front. And he made use of the stuff that was already here, and plus his new stuff, and made the life that makes this area green. And he made himself and his servants stronger and stronger, and he sees that glow as just like proof of their awesomeness. And this is his vision of perfection, of cities of gods in human form, served and mighty. It's interesting that they christened, so basically Jesus exists in this world. That's interesting. I didn't know that. Or maybe not. But cities of gods in human form, served and mighty. If you recall back to Shanti, she talked about the Shaper Council, and its vision, the vision of the Shaper Order, which is the world kind of like made green, flourishing, prosperous, and, abundant. Not with gods in human form, but with kind of an aristocracy, and, served and mighty, yes, but not of gods. Kind of like, I don't know. I think that the Shaper Council's vision has more concern for the world as such, and it sees the Shapers, while the best part of that world, as still part of this world. Whereas Barzahl and his people seem to, the world is just an arena for them, who are destined to be gods, according to them, and to be served by, not by everything. I don't know. Kind of wild. So what problems did you have? First, learned Pinners stopped recognizing my wisdom. The Serviles don't realize that they still need us. Shapers controlling them. The Awakened went back to their old ways. Then the Takers went mad. Or they got pissed off. One of the two. They also didn't see my wisdom. They seized powers and went into the higher mountains. They still want to destroy all the Shapers. And they've started breeding drakes to do it. And Zachary. Weak, foolish Zachary. He lost his nerve. I tried to direct him, but he had second thoughts. He thought our research and our power were dangerous, the fool. It doesn't matter. Despite the enemies, the Barzites will prevail, and we will reach our goal. And your goal is, if it wasn't obvious, purity. We will recreate and rewrite every bit of ourselves until we are perfect forms with perfect power. Think of it. Perfect power. Perfect control. No sickness, no weakness, unending life. That is what we Barzites seek. And that is what we offer you. All you need to do, we will give you absolute control over yourself, over your power. All you need to do is join the Barzites. So I could say, it sounds like you've gone mad. I would never consider joining you. That sounds like if I'm strong enough to be in a fight. Or, that sounds interesting. I might consider joining you. We could wuss out and just, back out. I'm not going to say. I wish I did say I would need more time. Sure, that sounds interesting. I might consider joining you. Will that change? Do not say that yet. Do not offer to join until you see all the wonderful things we can offer. Look around, see what we are doing, see what we can give you. Try some of the canisters. When you have, you will be sure. And it's actually good advice. And wouldn't want to make your decision based just off of the descriptions. Alright. I have another question. We're not actually going to join the Barzites, but we are not going to. We're just saying things. Okay. We're not going to join the Barzites. But tell me about the Barzites. Our goals are what I have already told you. We want pure forms, pure power, and total control over our physical bodies. We want to take Shaper arts to their highest, most potent form. But I should tell you about our current situation. We need more Shapers to join us. And we need more help against the insane Takers. And that's why we have let you reach us. In this, we can find common ground. Then we can face the ultimate threat. Oh? Probably the Shaper Council. It's interesting. Pure forms, pure power, total control over our physical bodies. But it reminds me of what was his name? McNulty or whatever in the Loyalist camp. That they can't control their creations and they can't control themselves. It's like, where's the control over their minds? It's not mentioned. I mean, they probably imagine that they do have that, or will have that, but I don't know. Their creatures' minds are only held by a kind of like mechanical, magical means, and they themselves, their minds are like these iffy things that they stay good until one of the canisters goes wrong, and then bam, they're nuts. Okay, so who are the Takers? They were a sect of serviles on Susha Island. They were abandoned by the Shapers, and in time they came to hate the Shapers. Their lives were hard, and their minds were small. and they went mad with hate. Now they want vengeance. They want to destroy the Shapers, destroying their arts. That makes them think they will never be controlled again. Okay. Huh. They want to destroy the Shapers and their arts. Interesting notion. We'll see if that pans out if we ever get to talk to the Takers. Why are the Takers such a threat? Well, they worked well for me for a while. I gave them power. I gave them shaping skill. I made drakes to help them. They were useful, and so I aided them. And then they turned on me. They took their powers and are going to use them against the Shapers. They've been making drakes, and from there, dracons, and giving their power to the dracons too. This is terrible. Yes, making the dracons able to shape, which is kind of scary. So why is this so terrible, as if I didn't already know? Creations are making creations, which are making creations. The Takers are trying to let loose the power of creation without limits. The dracons are making stronger and stronger dracons. Soon, if not stopped, they will make creations so powerful and unstable, none can contain them. Now that is definitely something that Barzahl has in common still with the old school Shapers. I wonder, the Awakened might even find that to be dangerous. But I don't know. Alright. I have another question. Let's see. The Barzites. What is the ultimate threat? The Shaper Council. One day, soon, they will find out what we are doing up here. They will raise an army, and they will come to slaughter us all. Every one of us. Everything we do is aimed towards one goal, giving us independence from the Council. And that means we of the mountains must be united, strong, and willing to fight them off. Alright. He's not wrong. They will come to if the future resembles the past, and I don't see why it wouldn't. The Shapers will try to slaughter them all. And they do need to be united in some way if they're going to have a chance against the Council. If that's even possible. Okay, who are the Takers? Threat, why is it terrible? Another question. Alright. Let's bring this up. We need to find out what the deal with Shanti is. This is dangerous, but who knows? My teacher Shanti was killed. What happened to her? I regret that I have to say this. It was an accident. My assistant Stannis killed her. Barzahl indicates the huge guardian standing near him. Stannis does not look in any way remorseful about the death. He's probably too addled by those canisters, really. I needed to speak with her, like I needed to speak with you. I had Shanti captured. However, near death, or so Stannis tells me, she tried to escape, and he and his men chased her. In a struggle, she fell on Stannis' sword. That is what Stannis said, an unfortunate accident. Of course, since she was your teacher, this unpleasantness may create some need in you for vengeance before we can properly do business. That is why I've told you. I want to clear the air of this sad matter. Yeah, that's interesting. A bit of... Barzahl doesn't see the point of guile, in a way. He's like, I'm too strong. So, I want you to work with me. You're not going to want to work with me if that's still kind of a murky issue. So here's the truth of it. Alright. So this story stinks. Stannis murdered my teacher. He owes me a blood debt, and it will be repaid. Or, I believe you. I guess Shanti's death could have been an accident. Or, I'm not sure how to proceed. And I think that is what Lucian's thinking right now. I am not sure how to proceed. Stannis chuckles. Oh, jackass. Barzahl's face is blank. What? Yes, well, until this matter is dealt with, there can be no further dealings with us. I do not want a Shaper running around, thinking I have done wrong. A single Shaper can be very unpredictable, so think on this. I want the matter resolved. Okay. And so, feeling dazed, you walk away from Barzahl. Your mission is finally complete. You've met Zachary and Barzahl and checked on the status of the colony. It should be time to go home. If only it were that simple. The incredible power of the Shapers has been unleashed here, and it is out of control. If left alone, it could spiral out of control, causing awesome damage and maybe even challenging the rule of the Shapers. If you wanted to stop them, you might return to the Shaper Council. However, the Council tends to come to decisions and deal with problems very slowly. At the speed things are moving here, by the time they acted, it might be too late. To stay here, however, means that you have to decide what to do. A loyal Shaper would destroy the traders and their research one by one until the mountains were cleansed. That is, of course, if you want to remain a loyal Shaper. There are many factions up here, each with its own beliefs and their own rewards to offer. You could join any one of them and perhaps do very well for yourself. Your first mission is complete, but your journey has just begun. What path you take now is your choice. That seems like such a cliche line, but it actually works here. Maybe that's why sometimes cliches form as they were lines or ideas or situations that really do work, but people saw that they worked and then they overdid them to the point where like, okay, you've beaten it to death. It's kind of like a good pop song on the radio. There's a reason why they play it to death, because it's pretty good and people like it, but then they overdo it and then people will get sick of it. And they start to have a bit of contempt for it and call it a cliche. Alright, well that's that. Well, what a jerk. That is Stannis. This guy. He has 397 health. There's Barzahl has 702 health. Yikes. Those Drakes have 345 health. I think we're going to go. Actually, for now, we have to think about things. Now, it would be nice to be able to do something about Stannis. Here's how I think Lucian's thinking about it. He thinks it was not an accident. He doesn't think that, you know, oh, she fell on his sword. No. But he does think that, Barzahl probably did want to speak with her. That he didn't just send her to go have her killed. He thinks what most likely happened is that she was apprehended, abducted from Freegate over here. Yeah, Freegate, where, you know, we found the signs of her abduction. We're gonna go back to Madab. And then taken, but at one point she escaped. Maybe she heard Stannis talking. Maybe Stannis even spoke with her, and she was like, "Oh heck no, we're not going to be doing this." And so she struggled and escaped. He tried to catch her, and she basically either tried to fight him, and so then he got, you know, he's like, oh, she's an enemy, and kind of his programming took over. Let's sell this Shaper equipment. Or he recaptured her, and she was like yelling at him and, you know, bad-mouthing him so much. Because you know how she can be pretty unpleasant. You know, Lucian endured quite a bit of abuse from her. And maybe he eventually just, like, due to his instability from the canisters, he eventually started wigging out and just skewered her. And he's like, oh crap, you know, Barzahl wanted me to bring her in. Well, yeah, she struggled and fell on my sword. AKA, she struggled, yes, probably did, and fell in, AKA, he wasn't intending to kill her, but he lost control, because as McNulty says, the Barzites, they don't have control of themselves. And it's interesting that that's they're so, oh, perfection, but they can't even control themselves. But anyways, I don't know, so we'll see what we do. But on that note, I want to say thank you for joining me for this episode of my Let's Play of Geneforge 2 here on my channel, Idle Wisdom. Next time, we will continue our explorations in the area around Rising. Maybe we'll see if we can help that one Servile Smith with his mission. And maybe we'll go check out the Radiant College. I don't know. We'll see. So, if you're enjoying the playthrough, let me know. Leave a comment and tell me what you think. If you played this game back in the day, I'd be interested to hear what you did in your playthroughs, or although I mean, I guess I would say no spoilers, but I mean, I don't know. Within reasons. Spoilers only within reasons. Within reason, or put spoiler alerts in case people haven't played this. I don't know. But I would really be interested if you've played this game or you've played the new game, the remake. Let me know what you think of the two in comparison with each other. So I've only played a little bit of the remake, like maybe about I played through the Drypeak area, you know, the kind of the that's about it though. Seems interesting. But anyways, take care, y'all.